Yo, what's going on, guys? Sinister Skater here, and today I have some things that you should know when playing Star Wars Battlefront. Some tips and tricks, if you would want to call them that. These are my things I've gathered from playing the beta that I'll probably carry over to when the final game actually launches, November 17th. But let's just dive right into it. The one thing that you should take away from this video is that you should be playing in third-person mode, and to do so, you hold down on the D-pad while in game, and it'll switch you from third-person to first-person. I mean, from first to third, or if you're in third, from third to first. You don't have to do it in the settings. You can go in and manual switch it in the settings, but if you want to do it in game, just hold down on the D-pad. This gives you a huge advantage because you can just do more, and actually the original Battlefront games were played in third person. I feel that first person, they just made it the main thing in order to make the game feel more welcoming to newcomers from games that are primarily played in first person. But third person makes it easier to aim. You have a wider field of view, so you can peek around corners and just see more people before they see you. And while you're in third person, you actually can press anything on the D-pad to change the angle from the camera from one side to the other. So say you're on the right side, you can just peek that, but then you gotta go to the left corner, you press the D-pad and it switches the camera so you can see around the left corner more. It gives you a huge advantage when playing the game. If you're not used to it, start playing it and get used to it. First person has its perks for aiming across map or trying to get precision kills or something like that, but this game you need to be playing in third person. It just gives you so much more of an advantage. One thing you should also know, if you haven't picked up already, this game is not a point-and-shoot game like Call of Duty or Destiny. The bullets actually have a travel time, and because of this you have to actually track your enemies and time your shots so they'll hit. So if you got a dude at a decent distance and he's going to the left, you have to aim in front of him and then shoot so that the bullet will go where they're going to go, if that makes sense. You gotta actually do some calculations. And because of this, burst firing your weapon, especially at long distances, gives you more control. It's easier to predict where your enemy's going, and just burst firing your weapons goes a long way. I'm even burst firing my weapons as long as, like, if the guy's not in the same room as me, super close up, I'm burst firing my weapons. Short range, medium range, long range. It's just how you gotta go. Third thing you should know is you gotta use your cover and use your surroundings as an advantage. Just cover is important. Example of this is if you're playing Walker Assault on Hoth in the beta, and you're on the last phase, either Rebels or Imperials. You know, there's the whole trench area, and then there's the no man's land where people just love to run across. Just don't do that. You gotta run through the trenches. Use the trenches to your advantage. If you're running in no man's land, you're just a sitting duck. Especially if you're a rebel, I don't think you're wearing white, so you stick out like a sore thumb and you just get popped in the head. So use your cover, use the map to your advantage. Things like this, again, Walker Assault on Hoth, you got the two types of turrets. You got the white turret, which is great for taking out infantry troops. Just takes out them so easily. It's not a one shot, it's a two shot. And then you have the satellite turret, which is the black turret, which, you know, when it's damage phase for the AT-ATs, you want to shoot those at the AT-ATs because they do a lot of damage. You don't want to shoot those at enemies because it takes a while to shoot them. You don't want to use my enemies. Those are for vehicles, and then like vice versa. You don't want to shoot the white turn at vehicles because they don't do much damage. They do damage to the troops. So use your cover, use your surroundings. You just use the map to its whole. Another thing to note in Star Wars Battlefront is weapons have infinite ammo with air quotes. You don't have to reload. There's no ammo count. Like in Call of Duty, EM1, it's on like a fire rate charge up thing. Your weapons will overheat pretty much. But to counter this in a little way, you can reload your weapons. When your gun overheats, there will be like this little yellow region and then this white dash, and you have to, like in many games, like Mario, with any game, you have to time that white dash to press a certain button, X, square, C, whatever you're on. Press that button when the white dash hits the yellow area, and it'll instantly reload your weapons. And you can keep doing this over and over again instead of you have to wait for your gun to cool down or just manage your overheat rate. So that's a good thing to know. And while we're talking about weapons, every weapon has their certain use in certain scenarios. In the beta, as of now, two weapons really stand out. You got the DH-17 pistol, which is like your blaster pistol, just wrecks in close quarters combat. It's like it's like a SMG pretty much. It's fast firing. It pretty much just outfires every weapon if you're in like close to medium range. Then you have the DLT-19, which is the last gun you unlock. It's the LMG, fast rate of fire. It's good at all ranges. It makes you fire in third person, or hit fire at least. It's just really good. But the other weapons, the E11, which is like your stereotypical stormtrooper weapon blaster, it's good at long ranges. It has a slower fire rate, which lets you get those precision kills, or just get that shot on a lot easier. And then the other blaster is the A280C, which is like a classic assault rifle blaster type of thing. It's like a medium range gun, but it's not like amazing compared to these other weapons, but it's good for new players to get into the game because it feels like a classic rifle. So every weapon has its place and certain use. Last two things. Bonuses or battle pickups are important. They give you a huge advantage and you want to get them as much as possible. Things that I can think of the top of my head, you got the imploder grenade, the claymore proximity grenade type thing. You got the AT-AT, the AT-ST, you got heroes, which give you Luke and Darth Vader right now. You got the infantry turret, the vehicle turret, and I think the personal blaster turret. I want to say that's all of them. But they give you a huge advantage. You want to use them as much as possible. And the thing you have to know is that they don't stack. So, little scenario right here. Say you see a hero pickup and you got people around you, and you have like a AT-ST, for example, and you haven't used it. You've been holding on to it for the whole game. In order to pick up that hero pickup, you're going to have to use your AT-ST and then get out of it if you just want to waste it like that, and then run all the way back over to the hero pickup. And by that time, the people around you have probably already picked it up. So these things don't stack. You want to keep that in mind. The manager pickups, you want to be using them as much as possible because they give you a huge advantage, and just be aware of that. Last thing is the cards, at least in the beta, are very valuable and equally important. The grenade card gives you a grenade. They have a huge radius and do a bunch of damage. The cycler is the only like sniper rifle we have access to right now, so it gives you that long range assault. Personal shield, just, you know, you're low health, you activate it, and you can get out of a situation without dying. It's great for capturing objectives. You pop it and capture some. The ion grenade and power up just lets you take out vehicles faster. And the jetpack is great for evading and allows you to get to places that you weren't able to get to without the jetpack. The cards are just really useful if you're playing on this last day. And actually, the beta has been extended to Tuesday the 13th. So, you're still playing the beta and just watching this video, keep these things in mind because it'll improve your game a lot. And those are things that I have for Battlefront as of now. One thing I don't have any tips or things you should know for is flying vehicles. I still can't get a hang of flying vehicles in this game. They just operate weirdly to me. So if you have any tips for me, leave those down below in the comments. And just leave feedback. Let me know what you guys think about the video. If you have any other tips for our viewers down below. Make sure you like, because likes are awesome. It helps share the video, and it helps me. It makes me feel good. It makes me want to make more videos, you know. Just like people like my videos. It just feels awesome, you know. And be sure to subscribe if you're new. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Sinister Skater, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.